So now let's move on to some places where we can use fractions in thinking about biological problems. So first of all, I'd like to talk about ratios. So let's consider our friend 1/4. So if we look at the fraction, we'd say that 1/4 of these squares is red, and we'd say that 3/4 are white. I hope you'd agree. But then we can also express that as a ratio. So there we'd say we have one red section, and then I've written a little colon, 2 dots there, and then we have, for every one red, we have 3 white. So that's expressing the same thing, but as a ratio. And if we split each of those pieces in half, again, so then the fraction would be, let's write it up here. So that's the same as saying 2/8 red, because we have 1, 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or as a ratio, you'd say we have 2 red for every 6 white. So how do we change in between a ratio and a fraction? So we could say that, so we need to work out the total number of squares. So we do that by adding up the red ones and the white ones. So total squares equals 1 red plus 3 white equals 4 total. So then you'd have 1 red out of 4 total as a fraction. And so in both the fractions and the ratios, it's the proportion that counts. And yeah, they're really two ways of expressing the same thing. Now let's think a little bit about genetic segregation ratios and how to deal with them, because that's something you're going to be encountering during your course. So let's imagine we encounter a population of plants where there are 910 short plants with yellow flowers. There are 304 short plants with red flowers. There are 293 tall plants with yellow flowers. And there are 98 tall plants with red flowers. So if we want to create a genetic hypothesis for the basis for those characteristics, it's good to simplify down that ratio as far as possible. I haven't even got to the part where we've written a ratio yet, actually. Okay, so we've got 910 ... colon 304 293 98. So what we have to do is divide all of these by the same number that will give us a nice small number. So I've spotted here that this looks roughly like 9. This is about 900, this is about 300, 300 and 100. So if we divide all of these by 100, then we get 9.10, 3.04, 2.93, 0.98. So that's roughly 9 to 3 to 3 to 1, which hopefully is a familiar ratio to you. So yeah,